you've reached Meriwether. Hello, this is Meriwether.
Hey, Meriwether, it's Elliot calling about.
Yes. How can I help? You got everything successfully, I
Yes,
trust.
I got everything. I looked it over, and I kind of just wanted to touch base with you to see how we can proceed with this.
Okay.
So, what I'm thinking, and I was running some numbers, I found a couple of things out on my end. I just want to kind of get a course of action of how we can go about this, right? So,
Okay.
your seller's asking for the, what is it, the 370, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is all fine and dandy. Now, as an investor, I was kind of looking at this as a buy and hold rental. Now, in order for me to do it, and based off of just how Waldoboro is, I'm finding you guys have cap rates at about 8.6%. Are you familiar with that at all?
Oh, wait. Say it again.
I found you guys have like a cap rate of about 8.6 over in Waldoboro.
Uh-huh.
So for me to get this property at that sort of number while also getting a reasonable return on my actual cash investment, I'm going to have to come in pretty low at 238. Now, I know that's something your seller's probably going to laugh at, and quite honestly, I am too at that number. So I don't think a cash sale is going to be our best course of action here. But I am still interested in taking over the mortgages on the property. Now, I know there's that he took out originally in 2019, but I think he refinanced in 2021, or he might have bought the property using an FHA with the 3.5% down.
Yeah,
So,
that sounds familiar.
okay, so if that's the case, I'm definitely willing to take that over and pay, of course, pay your commission on top of it. But in order for me to really make you a solid offer, I need to know the exact numbers and information from your seller's end.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
With the mortgages.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can ask him what he's got left on the 2019 mortgage and the 2021 mortgage.
Yeah, and if he took any other like HELOCs out of there, I'm not sure what he did, but all that information would be great because then I can get some cash in his pocket. I mean, granted, he didn't put so much money in. He really doesn't have an absorbent amount of equity in this property. I mean, if we can just do it where I take over his payments, get some cash in his hand, pay your commissions, I think everyone would walk away happy.
Uh-huh.
You know, and personally, I work with the transaction coordinator, and she puts together all of my deals. She would work with you and the title. She'll do the paperwork, the loan takeover. She'll even set up escrow services and a servicing company that's going to handle the payments, and the whole 9 yards basically will be taken care of by my transaction coordinator. She's great, and I can get you guys in contact once we have a little more to go off of. But I know you're going to England tomorrow. I don't want to take time away from there, so I can definitely wait on a little bit till you get back, and that's on the 9th, you said, right?
Yes, on the 9th.
Yeah, I can definitely wait then, but if you want to run something by your client
But
beforehand.
Are you going to see it before? I mean, you had talked about coming to Maine to view it before doing any of this.
Yeah, well, I don't want to come up there without knowing that this is even a viable option, given my other options are pretty much out of the picture at this point. So I want to know first that it's a viable option, then I'll get up there, no problem, and then we can get everything all said and done.
Well, I'm not that familiar with the whole taking over the mortgage and sort of this route you're talking about. So I would need to know more to explain to him, kind of.
Of course. I mean, I'm not sure how well I can do over the phone, but in a sense, it's just me being able to meet his purchase price, his selling price, while
Mm-hmm.
also not having to go through banks at the current bank interest rates. Because if I were to come in at the 370 at a 7% interest rate right now, because that's what is going on for debt service, um,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to be able to cash flow. And you've been a real estate agent for some time. You know that as an investment, your whole goal here is to cash flow, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this way, it allows me to get your seller's purchase price. It allows me to get cash in his hand, and it allows me to keep his lower interest rate.
Okay, so basically assuming his loan is what
Exactly.
it is.
Exactly. I get the deed and I make the payments on his loan.
Uh, yeah. And you had a name for this process. What did you call it?
Yeah, so it's called either you can call it a mortgage takeover. I specifically call it taking over the mortgage subject to the existing lender. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's more familiarly called in investing. So
Yeah. Okay.
it's a really, really helpful strategy, especially for
And I know he used a local lender, Camden National Bank.
he uses a local lender.
Yes.
Okay, that should be fine. I mean, my CPA and transaction coordinator have worked with other local lenders before with no
Mm-hmm.
problem. I mean, they won't be upset unless there's some sort of mishap that goes wrong, but in order for that to happen, first your seller would have to foreclose on me, where basically he just would get the house again. But we're not here to miss payments at all, so
Yeah.
he doesn't run the risk of that.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Well, let me talk to Alex and share this with him.
Okay.
And while I'm gone, there is a fella in our office named Ron Gamage covering the property.
What is his
We do
name?
have another Ron Gamage.
Ron Gamage.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
can text you his information. And we do have another interested local buyer, and I've called their agent just to touch base before leaving town, so that has been done.
Okay.
And I can text you Ron's information, but let me call Alex and tell him we've had this conversation and see where he is with everything, and then I can call you back and let you know.
Okay. Do you want me to send you over something that you can? It might be a little easier for you to say it and visualize the process a little bit.
Sure.
I can send that to you. Should I just send it over text?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
I'll write something up quickly that you could just kind of have
Okay.
to
Okay.
better
Wonderful.
familiarize yourself. Yeah, because
All right, and I'll also text you Ron's information, so
Okay.
you can have that if you're sort of.
perfect. Yeah, I'll include everything like some verbal terms also in my text, so that I'll cover your closing call, your commission. I'm looking to take the place as is. I'm not looking for him to continue touching it, you know? And yeah, I can close however long it'll take the transaction coordinator and title to get back. I mean, that I've seen it go up to 2 months. I've seen it go as little as 2 weeks. It really depends on the company. So
Okay.
I'll include all that in the text, so you don't have to worry about that, Meriwether.
Okay, well, wonderful. Well, thanks so much. I appreciate it. And I'll also
Yeah.
send you Ron's information.
Sounds good. All right, we'll speak soon. Okay.
Okay, take
All
care.
right, take care. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, not bad. She doesn't understand it though. And I can't. I need a better way to explain it to an agent. But I think this is a good opportunity for it. So after that phone call, I went back to the agent and I made this text. So I just wanted to go over what I said and hopefully you guys can pick a little thing or two out of it.
So I said, to reiterate our conversation, we're looking to take ownership of the property subject to your client's existing mortgage. We are not officially taking over his mortgage in the sense of payments rely on us. However, it may seem risky, but please continue reading. In order for your client to even qualify, we need to know his interest rate and loan balance. Parentheses, if he has a high interest rate, this wouldn't really make sense for us. The sole reason we are looking to go this route for the property is to obtain it at a low interest rate. This is so our investment can still yield an expected return. In today's market, his asking price of $370,000 with the gross rental income of only $3,000 would leave us and any other investor still having to make monthly payments to keep the property. You can see that just wouldn't make sense on our end. So by getting the property at its current lower interest rate, we would still be able to see a positive monthly return. I then continue to explain that now, since your seller is still technically liable for the payments, you're probably wondering what happens if we don't make payments to his mortgage. Long story short, your seller would just get the property back like a foreclosure. Then I added, knock on wood, we've never had that happen, but you guys should know every scenario when making this decision. So I wanted to solidify it and kind of introduce her to the fact that if we fail to make payments, they would get the property back. As far as everything else goes, I still want to see the property before we go under contract. So that kind of solidifies that I am an interested buyer and this means a lot to me. So to continue that, I said since I live over 6 hours away, I want to plan that after we have the go ahead on this kind of verbal agreement, after the agent talks to the seller and he's really interested and I get to speak with him and the agent together to really make an educated decision on his end. Then I can either go up to the property or this would be where I send a boots on ground person to view the property. I then continue the conversation with the rest of the sale is going to be very traditional. We would still be looking to get some cash in your seller's pocket as a down payment. And on top of that, we can pay your realtor commission. Of course, we are looking to buy it as is, so you won't even need to sweep the house once we're in contract. Then I ended it off with saying, I hope this helps. Please feel free to reach out with any other questions. If you want to pass this along to your partner, I'm more than happy to speak with him. I only added that because she mentioned another real estate agent that would be covering the property as she's away on vacation. To finalize it, I said we will also get you in contact with my transaction coordinator once we move a little further along. She then responded, thank you so much. I will share this information with the seller and we will be back in touch soon. So right now, I know she is on vacation. I didn't get a response from her on what the seller was thinking, but I left it at that and it's pretty open. Definitely not closed out of the picture. So when I get an update, I will, of course, update you guys and we'll see if we can get this thing to close.